Hi, my name is Joseph Wright, and my question title is, how does the camera work of Jesse Armstrong's Succession utilise contemporary camera technologies to help aid the freedom of creating a more personal aesthetic? So my IRP is essentially an exploration of the show Succession, specifically the cinematography, usage of contemporary camera technologies and stylistic influence and techniques. This will lead into research about why certain DOPs and directors choose to create a visual style within the show and how it impacts the audience and the storytelling, and this will then lead into comparisons to films and shows of the past, and showing how cinematography is not only improved in technology but is improved for storytelling and where it can go from here. My primary research topic, essentially I'll be taking a deep dive into the technical elements of the show, whilst also analysing composition, movement, lighting continuity, and the look of the camera work. This will be my own texture analysis that I will do myself after doing research from interviews, critical texts of contemporary camera tech and equipment, and comparing the visual competency of this media to older media. Researching into interviews of the filmmakers to talk about their process in pre-production and post-production and production, how this informs their subtext work with the camera, how the camera can lend itself to the narrative of the film to create its own character in a sort of way to allow the audience to come in. My secondary research will be into the creative choices that are taken into account when going into pre-production, and this will come from, again, interviews from the DOP Patrick Capone, who was the DOP for one of the DOPs for Succession, and Jesse Armstrong, the creator. And I will also look at audience reviews and whether these decisions came out well or not so well in the eyes of the audience. So for my structure, I'll be breaking it down into an argument counter argument style with different points to be made for each place that I go to. And firstly, it will be the production style itself, like I said, doing a deep dive on the technical elements so that the essay is more well-rounded in where I can go from there. And again, something new, talking about post-production dependencies, saying grading or post-workflow. The second point will be the impact of what these technical elements have on the show. How does the camera work lend itself to the narrative style of the show? How does the camera work become a hidden character for the audience to become a part of this world? And also the negative impacts in cost and efficiency. The third point will be about the comparison, comparing the shows to other films stylistically and production-wise, and showing how some things that could be considered as limitations from the previous decades could now be seen as something that is more freeing and more creative. And finally, the outcome. Is the visual perspective that the show creates worth the cost and the workflow that it does create? And how do these outcomes have an impact on the industry and young filmmakers, and how will it influence cinematography as a whole from here? Coming into each week, I'm trying to give myself 2 days to work on my research. That, along with planning structures on how I will write my essay, when I will write it, and starting to think about a first draft as well. I aim to be writing my intro currently. This will be something I work on over time, and then I aim to finish my writing around the Christmas break.